What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm a YouTuber, Firesonic225 the Ultimate, and I'm sorry if my mic quality is a little off as I got a new headset. But enough of that. This video, as you can read by the title, is going to be addressing some things that I would want to see either as an update for Xenoverse 2 or for Xenoverse 3 itself. Now, keep in mind, this is my opinion. Therefore, this is not fact. So take what I say with a grain of salt, and if you disagree, that's fine. Let me know in the comments. But if you agree with me and feel like this should be a thing, I don't know. I mean, I am a very, 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 very small channel, and I don't have that much power. So, I mean, I guess try to do something with like the bigger channels and like maybe even like my video. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the law. I can't force you guys to do something. But anyway, so for what I have ideas for, one idea which I don't think is that major, as I'll go from like minor to more and more complex, but one thing that I want to see, and that I'm pretty sure would happen, is more moves. Like how most people make modded moves for Xenoverse 2. I'd want to see something along the lines of that, where we'd have like way more moves than we have right now. Like, there was one video in particular where I saw there was a modded like move, which was Meteor Combination, which was the move that Goku used against Piccolo Jr. in Dragon Ball, which is a staple if you've ever played Tenkaichi 3 or Raging Blast 1 or 2. That's like a staple move, it's awesome, and it's really cool. And it's not in Xenoverse 2, for some godforsaken reason. So I feel like adding in moves like that would help out the game greatly. Though I feel like they should probably try to prioritize strike-based moves, because right now the ultimate list for strikes isn't even half the amount that we have for Ki Blast ultimates, and having more customization for your characters will be key in a game all about customization. Having more moves, more options, will help out the game greatly. Now, on to problem number 2. So, when it comes to the second problem, I feel like it has to combine two elements that I thought of. One is that the customization for our characters, our CACs, is so limited. It's extremely limited. Like, to the point where, why would you even customize something? Like, okay, all you can do is change your size. You can change if you're strong or weak. That's it. Aside from how your face looks, how your ears look, that's it. You can't change your fighting style. None of that. And I feel like that is something incredibly major that I feel like would help out Xenoverse greatly. Having different fighting styles and more customization options for your characters will immensely help out the game. Because, in all honesty, Xenoverse 2 literally just felt like a DLC pack for Xenoverse 1. Nothing new was added, really. The customization was the same. The only thing that changed was there were new moves and a slightly different story mode. That's it. Nothing new. That's all. I mean, then again, aside from a few PQs, but you get what I'm coming from. You need to have a lot more new added to the game, otherwise people won't want to buy it. And that's, I feel, the major issue, is that you need more customization. Now, adding fighting styles to your CACs would help out immensely, but how would you go about it? Well, there's a little game by the name of Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. Now, a lot of people might be groaning, being like, oh god, that game? I hate that game. It sucks. Yes, it did suck. It was kinda bad. But it implemented some major things to the CACs that I feel pioneered games like Xenoverse. I mean, aside from Dragon Ball Online, but hey, who's counting? Okay, so not only were you able to make CACs, but depending on your mentor, you could change your fighting style. Like, let's say you're training under Goku. If you train enough under him, you will gain Goku's fighting style. Now, it didn't add too much to the game because it was basically just rock, paper, scissors, but it's a nice little stepping stone and could have probably led to something major. Now, they could do that with Xenoverse 3. And if you're thinking, well, if it's impossible, I mean, they would have done that if they could have. No, it's not impossible, and I'll tell you why. Ultimate Tenkaichi was a PlayStation 3 game. It was for the PS3 way back when. So how, in the history and the legacy of modern technology, can you not implement something that's been implemented in a game before? That's physically impossible. If this thing has more space to add more things, and something worked beforehand, why not just do that? Why not have this thing be put in to skyrocket the game and make it better? I don't know. But for fighting styles, I guess what I'd want to see is, I wouldn't want an exact, like, replica of the fighting style. I'd say probably try to have something similar to their fighting style. So, instead of, like, you know, you trained under Goku, now you instantly have Goku's fighting style. No. It's hints of your own fighting style with Goku's fighting style. Think about that. That'd be amazing. And you could probably even customize it even further. You could customize your own combos, mixing it in with, like, sprinkles of what you learned from your masters. That could be an ingenious thing, skyrocketing the customization up to its peak and beyond. But instead, they took the lazy approach, and didn't even bother to give these things a second thought. And I don't know what to say about that. Now, another minor thing about customization is the character's voice. Now, if you've played Xenoverse 2, you might know that they don't speak. The CACs don't talk. Like, and once they do, it's only to read out super commands, like Kamehamehas, Spirit Bombs, all that jazz. And that's not enough. We gave our characters a voice so we could hear them speak, so that way we could hear them talk. The fact that they are basically a mute protagonist with a voice is dumbfounding to me. Like, why give them a voice in the first place? Now, I'm gonna go back to Ultimate Tenkaichi again for a second, because where Xenoverse failed, they succeeded. Where not only did they give you voices, but they gave voice lines to these characters. They gave you the ability to speak with these voices. And not only that, they also had specific dialogue for specific voices, depending on their personality. Which again is an ingenious move, and I'm surprised that Xenoverse 2 is lacking this. This is some perfect stuff. This is what we want in customization. We want to see our characters talking. We want to see their personality. That's why we made them. We don't want it to just be a mute protagonist. Then again, half of the fun of playing Xenoverse 2 for me is just making fan stories, but whatever. I feel like it just help it out, like, even more. And if you disagree with me, whatever. I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm gonna switch the screen for a second, and I'm going to let you guys in on the final, and I feel most major point as to what we need in Xenoverse 3. Alright, so my final point, and my final reasoning for, like, how we can make Xenoverse 3 amazing, is the story. Now, you guys might be thinking, what's wrong with the story? The story's fine. That might be for you, but for me, it's not. It's far, far from a good story. Yes, I know, it's following the story of Dragon Ball from when Raditz appears back to when Boo is destroyed, and so on, over into Super. But at the same time, haven't we heard this before? Haven't we stayed up until like 12 o'clock in the morning watching a Super episode, watching Goku scream Kaioken as he punches hit in the face? Haven't we seen that before? Haven't we seen Gohan, fueled with anger, turning Super Saiyan 2 against Cell? Haven't we seen the beam struggle between Vegeta and Goku? Haven't we seen all this? Yes, we have. And it's getting to a point where we've seen all this before, so what's the point? What's the point of playing a story mode where we've already seen a story like this? We've seen what's gonna happen, and Xenoverse is all like, oh, we're gonna add some stuff to make it unique. No, they don't add anything to it. They merely either make the enemy stronger, enforcing your need to fight the opponent, or they just add more enemies. It's not something new. It's the same old thing with new wrapping paper on it. You might think it's different, but it's the exact same thing over and over and over again. And even games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot are doing the exact same thing. And again, people are getting sick of it. They want something new. And if I'm being honest, the main draw was that Xenoverse was going to do something unique. And if I'm being honest, the main draw of some of these Dragon Ball games, especially games like Raging Blast, the draw was the what if story. Not the actual story, the what ifs. Seeing characters like Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3 and fighting against Super Saiyan 3 Broly, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and even Goku at Super Saiyan 3. That's what I want to see. I want to see some wacky what ifs. Like, what if this happened? And props to the Xenoverse team. They did that with the Fuse story. But they didn't do it justice. They didn't do it right. They merely were just like, hey, here's a situation. Oh no, Android 17, 18, and Android 13 are in the present timeline. They want to kill Cell. No, that's not a cool what if story. A cool what if story is, oh hey, Bardock suddenly appeared, like out of nowhere, and is forced to fight characters like Gohan and Goten. Or, oh, someone invited Goku to a participation match, and all these fighters start appearing from like Gohan, Piccolo, and finally up to Vegeta. Or even some other stories as well, like, again, Vegeta turning Super Saiyan 3. That's the stuff we want to see. And I feel like that's a story that needs to be implemented. Because if it's not, no one's going to want to buy the game for the story. That's not going to be their appeal. And I thought of an interesting story idea. So, again, with Fuse story, there was a alignment like bar where you could either side with Few, giving him energy, or you could side with the Time Patrol refusing to help few at all. Now, I feel like this is an amazing idea, and I feel like this could impact the story a lot, but it didn't. Your choices never really mattered. So, in a situation like this, I feel like a perfect story would be a mixture of the Dragon Ball story with slight what-ifs, like, let's say, alternate realities, where you choose the alignment of where you work, either with the demon world, with like Toa, Mira, and like Demigra, Deborah, all those guys, or you could side with the Time Patrol, with the Supreme Kai of Time, Trunks, and the Time Patrollers. And you could either stay in the middle, side with the Time Patrol, or side with the Demon World. And these choices would greatly affect your, like, the ending that you get, the fights that you take, like, all this would affect everything you do. So that you could have multiple endings of the exact same story. And even, like, let's say, like, hypothetically, if you're siding with the Demon World, you might be fighting Trunks and other Time Patrollers for, like, a change. Like, most of the time, while, like, trying to, like, ruin history. Instead of just being a goody two-shoes working with the Time Patrollers again for the 5th millionth time. I don't know, it's just something interesting that I thought of, and I feel like it could implement itself really well. So, yeah, I guess that's all of my rant, because that's all the ideas that I have, honestly. So, I mean, if you like these ideas, I mean, cool. I'm glad I could give you guys some ideas for, like, possible, like, ideas, I guess, for Xenoverse 3. Or maybe I'm just getting everyone's hopes up. I mean, what do I know? But, yeah, if you like this and you want to see more, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those post notifications. That way you're up to date on all things that make the channel. Once again, I'm pretty sorry for not uploading as regularly as I usually am. I mean, I have a life now. I mean, I have a job, school, all that jazz. So I can't exactly upload as much as I want anymore, which is kind of sad. But anyway, without dragging on this video any further, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peaces.